Так. Алло всем. Здоровенькие булы. Всем. Так, начинаем гамать новую игру. Новинка. Совершенно новая, инновационная игра с отличной графикой, с отличным сюжетом, с отличным геймплеем. Угу, да-да-да. Вы что думали? Что это просто так, шутки? Нет. Это вам не шутки. Все серьезно. Никаких намеков на приколы даже и быть не может. Все есть так, как оно есть на самом деле. Ну что ж, погрузимся в безумие. Опа. Надеюсь, сейчас все будет хорошо. А не так, как было в прошлый раз. Что половина экрана было. Угу. Так, сразу сделаем невидимку в стиме, чтобы дебилы не доебывались.
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands. It's locked. It's done. Now for the others. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? I can still increase the load. Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Worse and worse. The liquid connects it to the electric current.
О, мне кажется, можно бу-бу-бу-бум что-нибудь сделать. Не? Ха-ма-ма-ма, нельзя.
What are its properties?
Ладно. Так, нет, я понял, что здесь делать. Опа. Так. Кто у нас тут? Так.
Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, anatomy, anthropology. Nothing surprising.
Ебать. Хуя, блять, выходит нахуй штемп, блять. Иду-ка я.
If I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not sleep.
Get me out! Don't let me sleep in here.
Пипеец.
bet there's no longer any priests on Darkwater.
Пиздец.
Yeah, you there. I don't know what you...
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah. And in exchange, I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
Is it the noise that disturbs you?
No, it's the nightmares. We all have them here. That's what wakes us up. And afterwards, there's no way to get back to sleep.
I'll find you some pills.
Go look in the storage room. There must be sleeping pills there.
Бля, у меня тут стрим идет. Аккуратно. Да, бля. Кто пишет? А, понятно, кто пишет. Вообще надо бы это самое. Браузер вырубить, чтобы не мешал. Бля. Опа. Фига.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Капец. Ну уйди отсюда, пожалуйста.
Come on, show yourself.
Fuck. Блять, еще открыть надо, ну пипец. Столько времени, блядь. Тратится. Ёбаный в рот. Хорошо, что есть отсек помещения, один ключ.
This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening.
Ага.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Так, нужно на максимум крутить. Твою же мать.
I'll go take a look.
Пиздец.
Saw something over there.
Пипец. Сука, такой страшно, блядь.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Блядь. Блядь, сука. Пиздец.
I saw something over there.
Where do they keep their sleeping pills? Scopolamine, morphine, opium. Nothing but common drugs. My new friend's sleeping pills.
Твою же мать. Сейчас будет хуй вертить.
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape.
Да что, кто меня палит? А, ёп.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Is somebody here? Hell's teeth. Fuller's gonna think we did this. We gotta tell him.
Не знаю, нужно ли нести пацану наркотики или нет. Ай, блядь. А я не могу его найти, короче, в пизду.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
Что-то надо отвечать.
What can you tell me about the Hawkins?
You should leave before it's too late.
I inspected the scene of the fire, and you think Charles Hawkins could have killed his...
What? Oh, of course. She was the sole purpose.
I don't understand. What's going on this...
I'm so sorry.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It is...
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sanders. Pull...
Without her...
Sanders! What the hell?
Охрененно, у него кровь просто вылетает из него. О. Да.
I got it. Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Ёб твою мать. Пипец, блядь. Фу. Как выйти?
Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Вот так вот. Значится. О, ё-моё. Вау, ой. Страшно.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Fine. Do what you want.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Да, текстурки-то говно. О, посмотрите, просто тупо картинка там сзади. Листья даже не шевелятся. Просто кусок говна, не игра. А нет, чуть-чуть шевелится. Как только я сказал на это. Но вот тут не. А, ну вот. Ну вот эти вот стоят на месте.
Damn it.
Ну вот такие вот дела, чуваки. Угу.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, Of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders.
Охренительно.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists. A house of artists. A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want? A house of artists. He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Сам себе глаза вырвал.
The Shambler. I
Сумасшедший.
need to see it. Did she really care for him after all? A strange Amerindian pendant. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those.
Опа.
That's
Чё?
twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say? Not now, sweetheart.
Стоять.
I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Ай-яй-яй. Блин,
Go take a hike, Detective.
зря я прочитал. Блин, кошмарит теперь меня.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Come on.
The public entrance to the gallery. The public entrance to the gallery. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Ой, блядь, фу. Уже страшно. Меня как будто бы тоже загипнотизирует, когда я посмотрю на эту картину.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Тоже сумасшедший.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Ну ладно, давайте осмотрим все-таки картину. Ладно. И шо тут у нас? Какие-то зубы страшные. Все, пипец. Сейчас его сожрет картина.
What the hell was that?
Блин, я понял, надо спрятаться от нее. Пипец.
What the hell was that?
Да ёбаный. Бля.
What the hell was that?
Да блин. Твою же мать. Да ну как от нее засейвиться, не понимаю. Невозможно же убежать, блядь.
What the hell was that?
Ай, блядь. Пиздец. Сука. Ну, пизда. Давай, еще. Ну и как это проходить?
What the hell was that?
Так, снимался.
I can't even touch it.
Ой, сука, блядь, страшилка-то, блядь, какая.
No way out. No choice. I must get rid of it. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? I can't even touch it.
Попробуй 4 раза коснуться этой двери. Или 3.
No way out. No choice. I must get rid of it.
Заметил? Блин, повезло, что не заметил. Блин.
Damn. Did it hear that? What the hell was that? That thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Destroy it. Down. What the hell was that? Down. Maybe I can use this dagger.
У меня только единственная мысль — это порезать картину. Это единственное, что можно сделать вообще. Чат совершенно не читаю. Ёпта бас. Блядь, ну я нихуя не видел.
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
А, бля, у меня уже есть кинжал. А, ну вот и все, блядь, можно. Я понял, блядь. Вот.
Damn it! This dagger. The thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it.
Блядь, сука, отъедь, блядь. Отвали нахуй. Блядь, моркаться. Блядь, сука.
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Ну опять он меня нашел. Господи, это же надо так упороться, чтобы такое, блядь, еще делать.
What the hell was that? That maybe I can use this dagger. I can't even touch it. Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Хуя не должна, блядь, должна.
What the hell was that? That maybe I can use this dagger. What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. What the hell was that? That thing. This pain. There has to be a way. Maybe if I destroy it. Down. What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. Touch it.
Я просто не понимаю, что надо сделать, если не работает картину продвинуть этой херней с костями. Не, блядь, нихуя. Что тогда, блядь, делать? Задания никакого, блин, нету.
I have to use a specific dagger.
Ай, нет, не тупая.
This dagger looks different.
Отличается.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
The creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
Where's the bookseller? Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Так, что еще у нас тут? Ну-ка. Ёп ты, бля. Что, прокачаться можно? О, можно прокачаться. А, ну это те навыки. Книжки читать не будем, потому что книжки только волки читают. Вот. Так просто собирать будем. Ой.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What killed all these animals? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the... Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham
Да,
Editions.
все, я понял.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Так,
Things are not looking good.
нужно код найти от сейфа, значит.
A kind of chalice. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Пусть не сомневается, что его большой беде, это единственная надежда, что мое тело и кости еще пребывают в реальности, и тогда их можно найти и сжечь. Погребальную урну можно отдать моей матери, если она еще в этом мире. Следующее сообщение очень важно. Кто бы не читал эти строки, если он обладает такой же остротой ума, как и я, то может надеяться на обладание моим самым ценным имуществом. На сжигаем сейфе. На 3 цилиндрах стоит где-то там. Где жизни, в греческом слове, каждый цилиндр. Так, моим... 3 цилиндра. Какие-то вонючие. Нужно искать греческие цилиндры.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them. What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Ага. А, для хронографа. Фонографа, блядь. Хронограф, блядь. Надо фонограф найти.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
The Queen has little protection. The Queen has little protection.
And these red drops, and these red... I finally... Dear friend, dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious... I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Хочу еще раз слушать внимательно теперь.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors,
Девятый том.
seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes. What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about... Drake talked about a particular volume.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes. What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
Короче, мне кажется, понял. 4 этих, да? Непонятно, короче, какой код, ёпты, бля. Сука. Какой там, бля, код, хуй пойми.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Ой.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that what did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Непонятно, ёпта, бля, а что делать, сука? Кто, блядь, смотрит-то? Смотрит хоть кто? Никого нету. 0, блядь, все по долям.
So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. The Queen has little protection.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry.
The chalice of knowledge.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie
Красные капли.
set in divine gold. To be the guardian of
Ебать,
the Grail
кости
does not
какие-то человечьи.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9,
Девятый
Azathoth
том.
and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Этот сборник, кошмарная лирика, стал, на 1908.
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seems particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their
The Queen
dark
has little
soldiers.
protection.
I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection. Damn it.
Понятно. Ну я просто прохождение сейчас посмотрел, так бы я не открыл бы. На самом деле. Да, вы что думали? Угу. Да-да, я. Опять его видения какие-то его. Опять в психушечку. В психушечку опять. Опять в психушечку пойдем.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor, after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are...
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days.
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry. That the...
You know... I see signs...
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond, and you won't believe me, but...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, but that doesn't explain... Yes. They can't have decalcified.
And yet, if there is a... What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening? I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms...
What do you mean? Don't tell me you...
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But this transformation is killing.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Doctor...
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone. No, I've done to him what I do to all my patients.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not?
There, there. What have you seen?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
Еще прикалывается, думал, тупой
This
садист.
amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people...
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie. But I still have hope. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and...
Тупо опытными людьми ставит.
What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's. My word is of no weight against his. If I...
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything?
Oh, that evidence exists. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office?
I'd rather not think about that.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Мне кажется, на этом уровне графика стала лучше.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Oh.
Ну, клёво она меняет, конечно. Угу. Да, меняет. Бредятина.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place, and me.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just...
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks. Mrs. Sanders?
Oh.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission? She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Люди какие-то все адекватные, типа братья все, да?
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor...
Это стигмат.
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Бессонница, господи, что за тупорыло.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Болезнь. Из такой больницы лежать. Какой-то тупизм. Ой, здесь цивильно.
Dr. Colden, do you want something?
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication.
Oh. There's no excuse.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
I don't get why they have us waiting
Where did
so
my
long.
fiancé go?
Almost no
I hope
patients.
those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please, the fewer interruptions there are, the... Please. Dr. Colden,
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his...
I've done an exam.
And the family of...
I'll never understand why it's...
Rules are rules. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't...
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes.
I saw him, yes. They bring them up, without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
They're afflicted.
The key to the boiler room is Dr. Fuller. The key to the boiler room is missing. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Хера у него трубка. Даже не выдыхает. Нормально.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What
It's
a
temperamental,
pest.
if I understand
It's so
correctly.
unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in...
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new...
Do you really need Mrs...
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, so every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her...
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
We've been waiting to be restocked for
Just
weeks.
wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. The door to the boiler room is locked. Let's hope I can go through the administration office. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by. I will tell him. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden. No, but rest. I will...
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Everybody says it. She's a witch.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Так, я примерно представляю, где ключ. Бойлер, от бойлер-рума.
Doctor, those...
Would you know where the key to the boiler room is?
Betty didn't put it back in its place. Well, she took it to lock the door.
I'll ask her.
But if I may say so, Doctor, I think that the...
I'll
Doctor, Would you? Betty didn't put it back in. But it.
I'll tell.
I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor.
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
Please. Everybody says it. She's a witch, and everything all is
Courage.
Everything all is
Courage.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
Well, she came in with a kidney problem, but we have...
I've her she's still...
Oh, thank you. We'll...
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Please, I'll be in trouble with Mrs. Donovan if I'm late.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs.
No, but rest. I...
It's so unfair.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase
once again.
Can't you...
Donovan, take...
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Dr. Colden?
Hello, Betty. I'm looking for the key to the boiler room.
What for?
To put it in its place. Perhaps I should do the same with you.
I beg your pardon?
I suspect you of having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. But be warned, it could easily be you they will all be laughing at tomorrow.
You are right. The key is in the dormitory office in Block B.
Thank you. I shall go fetch it.
Dr. Colden?
Hello.
What for?
To put it in its place.
I beg your...
I suspect, but be warned.
You are right. The key is in the dormitory office in Block B.
Thank you.
В кабинете, при палате.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
Вот он.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Ну и какой инструмент нужен? Бред знает.
Thank you.
I'll be...
Thank you again.
Dr. Colden?
Says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects. Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Мне кажется, они там еще еще это все гладит.
Is everything all right, Ethan?
Yeah,
I will work until late.
Oh.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long.
Almost no
Where did my
patience.
fiance go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
А, этот лох ушел, который мыл там что-то.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Вот, хорошо. Наконец-то.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem?
I was about to mention it.
I can't take this, Marie.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets courage, Elizabeth.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files.
Easy,
I was
просто.
right.
Опять слушать что-то. Нет. Не хочу слушать ничего, блядь. Тупая хуйня.
I should go another way.
Conclusions, session number 17. Patient?
This finger belonged to a
Sarah
woman.
Hawkins.
Why keep it here?
The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls mythos. It goes without saying.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Это она так каблуками с таким звуком бежит. Спиной можно бегать. На 360 градусов можно бегать. Жестко. Ой, ёб твою мать.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Вот газёл. Газон. Что, все? Пипец?
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
Губы трясутся у него. Капец. Кар. Заебала меня эта игра уже на самом деле, блин.
I pray that Colden is really here and alive. An old diary.
Короче, ладно, все в пизду, блять, эту игру, блять, я уже бесит меня говно тупое, короче. Вот. Все, до свидания всем.